Welcome back to the Frugal Gardener's Endless Summer Series. Please stay with me. We're about to finish up our construction in addition to our Endless Summer greenhouse. So stay with us. I'll be back in a minute. Welcome back to the Frugal Gardener's Garden. This is my Endless Summer series, and as you can see, the greenhouse has been constructed and we made quite a bit of progress. We have quite a few things going, a few more going on this side, and have lettuce coming in, we have spinach coming in. But today we're going to finish up with construction. Well, the construction is done, but I'm going to talk about what goes into running this mini greenhouse throughout the cold months. This little guy here is very important. This is my temperature gauge. It not only gives me the current temperature, it gives me the lows and the highs for a 24-hour period, which is very important because last winter it dropped down to -2, and when that happened, I needed to bring in this guy. This is a heat lamp. This one is 250 watts, and it goes up here, and basically I don't use this unless the temperature gets really cold. What I've planted here, you can see Brussels sprouts, lettuce, broccoli, cone cabbage, spinach, collard greens. There's some onions, the potatoes in here. Most of what is in here can withstand freezing temperatures for a short period of time. But when it gets down into the teens, I get a little nervous. So I used this last year. It worked out for me. So I'm going to use it again this year. What I also use are these clamps. The clamps are to close off the greenhouse. Close off the front. They go over this right hand side. Everything stays nice and snug on the inside. So that works out well. The other thing that I use, you notice you'll see these terracotta pots and terracotta plates. I have 2 of the plates. Years ago when I visited Mexico, into a small town called Taxco, you'll see these terracotta roofs pretty much everywhere you go. The terracotta, along with this black jug here, I have 2, are heat conductors. And what happens is it draws in that heat during the day, and then it releases it at night. So you have a heat source that's virtually free. Well, free once you make the first payment. Now, that jug, those black jugs, basically tea jugs that I fill with water and painted and place them inside. This is something else that worked well last year, so I decided to use it again this year. Now, new is this backboard of polycarbonate. This was not here last year, and I added that in for an extra layer of protection. This is the material that I use for my greenhouse. It is specifically made for greenhouses, but I'm using a thicker gauge this year, so that's going to give me more protection. Something else that's new this year is this plywood. This plywood is a couple of inches thick, and it goes pretty much 3/4 of the way over. I used last year's plastic sheeting to cover it for more insulation, and I've also put some down here. So between the thermometer, the clamps, the heat lamp, the other heating sources that I'm using, we are pretty much set for the season. Now again, as I said earlier, I don't use this heat lamp very often. I do have an electrical outlet that you can't see from here, and I will only use that when I notice the temperatures are going to be very, very cold. Other than that, it's pretty much all you need. So I'm going to add those things to the garden. I'm going to close it up. I just gave everything a good watering. You don't need to water as much in the winter as you do in the summer. So that is the quick update for now. And I'm going to fill this front here. This gives me an advantage. I'm going to add more pots to this front area. This greenhouse, well, the raised garden is really 4 feet by 6 feet, but the actual greenhouse is 6 feet by 6 feet when you factor in this front here. So this is a really great, gives me a great advantage because I can move plants in and out whenever I like. So that's it for this update, gang. As always, please subscribe to this series. This is where you'll get updates on what's growing, what I may be having issues with, and what I'm going to probably end up adding. And we're going to go straight through harvest time. It's my spinach. And we'll be harvesting probably from, I would say, late December, straight through until the spring. So thank you for taking some time out of your day to join me for my endless summer special. And I will see you in a few days with another update. Happy gardening.